Hello, 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 my friends. Welcome to my first Football Manager 22 story. It's taken me this long to get a save going. College has been kind of manic and I've got loads of assignments. Hasn't eased up, but I need something to look forward to. We are doing, this is going to be my Journeyman series. What I want to try to do on the channel is I want to do maybe like 3 rounds of content a week where it's a Journeyman save, a targeted save where I just do my best with a team, and then some editor stuff. I'm going to like slowly work that into my routines because I don't want to overwhelm myself. But I think a Journeyman save just as something to do in my pastime and to throw onto the channel, that could be a lot of fun. So this is the Dynamo Diaries. I'm going to start with, rather than starting with no badges, I'm going to start with continental badges because it gives me the opportunity to not have to waste my goddamn time getting those badges because they'd be quite annoying. But I'm giving myself Sunday League reputation, so I still have a low reputation. I'm going to have to work my way up to a degree. The countries you see in purple are the leagues that I have loaded. So we've got our traditional top 5, as well as some of the higher ranked leagues around it. So we're going to get a good Europa League, good conference competitions at the same time, while also giving us a bit of freedom to wander around. Because like Austria, the Low Countries, Denmark, a good bit of save going on in there. While we've got Ireland, Northern Ireland and Wales as our kind of like initial starting positions of the really low reputation teams to be able to just get a foothold in. So let me introduce you to the leagues in specific that I'm working with. Republic of Ireland just has the SSE Electricity. No point loading the first division. It's not even worth talking about. Top division Northern Ireland, top division of Wales. Everything else has the top 2 leagues, except for England. I'm going down to League 1. I could have gone all the way down to the very bottom, but I don't really want to go over to England too early because, if I'm being honest, I find the Football League a slog. 48 games a season is too many. 46 games a season, too many. I don't like it. I've never liked that. So it's going to be fun to see where we end up, and I'm going to want to kind of like try to get around. And even as the say progresses and we start telling some stories and I start figuring out who my manager is this time around and kind of the kind of games that we're going to be getting ourselves into and the narratives we're going to be spinning, I'm going to add and take away some leagues. I might even go off to like Asia or down into, I was about to say Africa, but I don't have any African leagues loaded. I'd love to do a South American challenge at some point, so that could be fun later in the year. But let me introduce you to my guy. So Dynamo Zanzi. Not great mentals, but I've got decent coaching. So no matter where I am, I'm pretty much going to be one of the best coaches there. I've got good adaptability because I want to be able to jump around while having discipline. Now, the jobs have slim pickings at the moment. We've got Barry. That might be an option for us. What I've done is I simmed to the end of April and then went through it for a month to try kind of generate some job interests because I didn't want to start at the very beginning of the league. What I wanted to do was to have a league season into the game itself so that I could gain access to the stats so that I could compare like our performances against the performances of the league to be able to kind of like more finely tune what I'm trying to do with whatever team I'm coming into, and hopefully get a pre-season under our belts. Beggars can't be choosers. I don't know when I'm going to get a job. One thing available to me is Sligo Rovers have offered me a job interview, but I am not favourites. I'm not favourites for this job. It's Neil Fenn. How the hell do you pronounce that? Neil? How do you pronounce that name? Neil Fenn. Where are you from? London. Okay, that explains why I was trying to pronounce that in Irish, but it's not an Irish name. I don't know. It could be. He's fluent in Irish. Jesus. I have to figure out how to pronounce that now. So the first question I have is, do I want the Sligo job? Do I even want it? Now, an old friend of mine when I grew up, because it's massive Sligo Rovers fan, and they do have a recent win in their history back in 2012. Now, 10 years ago, but can I bring them back to glory? And it would be a good reasonable job to start off with because can I get Ireland? Sligo Rovers they're not that, like, in terms of reputation within the clubs in Ireland, that's a pretty decent starting point. Now, I love the Cork City job. I would love, when it comes to Irish clubs, that is my favourite club personally. Shamrock Rovers and Dundalk, you run away with the fucking league. It's too easy. But Sligo Rovers, are they professional? I think they're professional. Professional outfit. First job, that could be fun. a quarter of the stadium has season tickets. So this could be a first good job that I want to get involved in. So I'm going to attend this interview, and no matter what happens at the end of this one, I'm going to pause it and play through and see what happens. How I want the first episode to go will be picking my team and just figuring out who are we, what is going to be the first step in our journey. So hello Dynamo, we've invited you along today so you can put forward our vision for the club and allow you to suggest any alterations for us to consider should we decide to hire you. I can stop you right there. I'm not going to amend the goddamn thing. I just want a job. Great to be here. Let's get started. Can you explain why you appear to be in the running for a few jobs right now? I've applied for everything. Probably not smart, but I want to have my many fingers and many pies. I'm doing whatever I can to keep progressing. It's probably the best thing to do there. Are you willing to assure us that you do a better job of maintaining a good dressing room atmosphere more than our previous manager? Oh, Tommy Higgins. Do you lose the dressing room? I mean, you're 8th in a 10-man league. So keeping the dressing room is probably very important. So, I'm going to make that promise, because if I can't keep that dressing room together, I'm going to get sacked. We're going to get relegated. So it's, to a degree, it's an empty promise, because if I can't keep it, I'm out of a job anyway. Like whether or not I make that promise, if I lose the dressing room, the season's over. We're gone. Goal for this season will be avoiding relegation if I do end up going with Sligo. We need a manager who can work with limited resources. Yeah, I can work with fuck all. Give me a shoestring budget and I'll hand back the shoe and say I just need the string, my friend. Be able to work with close friends to get in the job. Okay. Are you the right person to turn around this underachieving club around? I think I am. I really do think I am. I believe I have a reputation that sufficiently answers the job, or answers the question. It is my first job. I do not have that reputation. Don't offend me by asking such foolish questions. Interesting. I mean, it is underachieving. What kind of a question answer is that? Be honest, this is me genuinely. I do like to give infectious positivity at times and just like build up a room to make them believe in themselves. That is who I am in general. Okay. Director of football, Kieran Duffy. Yep, I will work with him. I'm going to push him in a cupboard in the canteen and never talk to him again, but yeah, I'll work with him, no problem. So, okay. Here's the vision. Okay, so sign players under 23 for the first team. Oh, that's okay, fair enough. Sligo has a decent youth system, so that should be interesting. Sign players to sell for a profit. So you want under 23s for the first team and selling for profit. So yeah, there's a bit of a selling club mentality going on. I can work with that. Do that for a few years. I'm going for first team players. Okay. This is actually very rare in the Irish League, and if we just had this in general, the Irish League would be a lot better. Go into contracts in Irish clubs and just look at how often people just jump around all over the place. It's quite funny. Avoid relegation. Yeah, we'll give that a go. Extra FAI Cup. That is the main club competition. That is the main cup competition, and it carries a Europa League spot. Why would you not value that? Or maybe we got knocked out already. Sligo. Continue to main SSE Electricity League. Okay, so yeah, I'm happy with these proposals. Aim to avoid relegation. I don't fancy myself top half in Joe. We'll say finish mid-table. Okay. Yeah, that transfer is fine. I'm mainly just going to be looking at wheeling, dealing, free transfers. So, like, if I'm spending money on players, I'm doing something wrong. Yeah, that's fine. Until I look at the distribution of the wages, who knows if that's enough. But yeah, I'll tell them it's fine. See, pro tip, what you do is you accept all of their demands, and then when you get in there, you realize what a mistake you've made, and you just fix it. What you do is, through success, you make money not an issue anymore. You decide to hire. I have no requests. No, I've nothing at all. So that concludes the interview. Thank you very much for an enlightening discussion. We will be in touch. Thank you, Sligo. Now I will leave the airport and I will realise I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere. I don't even... Is there an airport in Sligo? Jesus, who knows? What I'll do is, I'll hop on like I think it's the M6 and just go back to Dublin. Okay, so I'm gonna pause here. We're gonna see what other offers get thrown at our way, and other offers, or maybe even get offered this job ourselves. We'll see in a little bit. My friends, unfortunately, the Sligo job is not to be. At the very beginning, I didn't really want the job, but then I talked myself into wanting it. No, unfortunately, it's gone to Gary Howlett. Who is he? We'll never know. But yeah, they've hired Howlett as manager. So we're just gonna have to bury our heads in the sand a little and just move on with our lives. Look at other jobs. Nothing's really come up since then. We'll go back over to Job Centre. You can see it's been a slim pickings because we're coming at the end of the season. So teams are getting promoted, relegated, all these different things, and it's just about whether or not teams are going to be looking to let their managers go. We are, like I said, we are at the end of a season, so hopefully we'll have opportunities. There's a lot of teams here yet to pick their managers, and a lot of French Division 2 teams. Like I'd love is it Dion or Dijon? I don't know, or Le Havre. I don't think I get the Copenhagen job. I'd love that job. It'd be great fun. Anderlecht did really badly. I don't think they're even in Europe. Where did they finish? They finished at the bottom, so they're not even getting the European places. Anderlecht down in 8th. Bloody hell. That is that is a job I'd love to aim for long term, because there's a bit of European royalty in that job, in my opinion. So I'm gonna have to keep going. I already applied for you, I think, and didn't get it. So we're going to have to keep going and just wait for the offers to come in, wait for the interviews, try get the interviews, and see where we go from there. Hello. The Barry Town job has become available. I had a look through. I'm just not sure. It's a very bare bones squad. There's a lot of youngsters in this side, and like the under-19s. It's a very bare bones squad, and it's semi-professional, which, I mean, hey, isn't bad for the Welsh League. Let's be honest, TNS are pretty much the only team that routinely, regularly win this thing. Underperforming. I'm not sure I want this one. Something about this one is just sending me the wrong way. 16 losses. A fair amount of wins, 10. Still, something about it's just sending me the wrong way. So when you don't want it, you don't want it. So I'm going to decline this interview. So we're going to keep looking and hopefully get a job. To give myself more of a fighting chance, what I've done is I've added 4 nations, Greece, Poland and Turkey, which are due to Turkey and Greece. They're set to load in the next day, and Poland soon. So hopefully just give me more options. And like Greece, I've always had a soft spot for Greece. I quite like managing there when I get the opportunity. And Turkey, years and years ago, I took a Danazbor from the TFF 1 Liga and took them up to the Superliga and got into the European playoff places, and then got knocked the absolute fuck out of the Europa League by Liverpool. That hurt oh so goddamn much. So if I got a chance to go back to Turkey and do something like that again, that would be a lot of fun. So we're going to keep going and hopefully try to get a job. The Red Bull Salzburg job just became available. I don't expect to get it, but I'm going to apply for it just for the fun of it. Just see what happens. We're not getting many jobs coming up. The Finn Harps job is actually very insecure at the moment in Ireland. They're bottom of the league. So I'm trying to unsettle them, declare interest in that one just to try to get into Ireland if I can, because Scarver, I have full scouting knowledge of that place. But we're going to keep going and just like see what happens, see what we get out of this. How do I pronounce that? Kaiserslautern hire Schneider. Jesus, that was very bloody quick. They only just announced a hire. They only just announced the job is available, and they've already got somebody. Red Bull Salzburg has been available. Okay, so we're going to keep going and see what happens. A job has come up that I'm interested in. Gap Connah's Quay. Let me show you why. What? Are they professional? I don't actually remember. They're semi-professional. Okay, so that's a bit of a knock, but sure, we can deal with that. We can work with it. They play in red. Small detail. I like teams that play in red. Silly, stupid little thing. But their ambitions are quite interesting. But this is what I like about them. They finish in the European spots. So I've got a European journey on my hands. If I get this job, and this is where it gets better, first round of the Conference League up against a Luxembourg team. They don't even have players. So if I can do a little bit of work, because I'll be able to get some transfers in hopefully for that second leg, and that's the home leg. So if I can just hold out in that away leg, we could have the beginnings of a European adventure. And if it all just collapses around me, then I'll play out a season in Wales and just get that behind me and get that under my belt before keep going with the how do you pronounce it, the Cymru Premiership. I need to, because like that's the Welsh word for Wales. I need to remember how it's pronounced. Cymru, I think it's called Cymru. But yeah, I want that job. I've never wanted a job in Wales before. This feels very weird. But yeah, Gap Connah's Quay. Why do I say Quay? It's Quay. Gap Connah's Quay. I want that job. So let's see if we can get that one. It's been sent in. I even declared interest in it. I even declared my interest. Fuck it, let's talk. Let's talk to Ryan Daly of 442. Respond. Are you prepared to address speculation linking you with the vacant Gap Connah Quay job? It's a really enticing opportunity for a manager, and it's flattering to be linked with them. I can't see anything else at this stage. So that is how I'm going to leave that one. I'm going to go pausing again. Hopefully I'll come back to you with a job offer. If not, the search continues. Rumour mill is circulating. I googled it. You pronounce it Gap Connah's Quay. Rumour mill is circulating. Their supporter groups are admitting that although I'm not their first choice, I may be considered suitable for the role. Although they say that it could take a while for the deal to be finalised, that doesn't fill me with confidence, because like I want this job and I want it before they play in Europe, because like time is tickering away. I mean, they won that away leg, so I'm quite happy with that. But like, if I get offered this job after they get knocked out, I have no interest in walking away from this job. So they're going to have to come to you with an offer. They've got a week. They've got a week to finalise this before I'm walking away. It's really that simple. We don't have the job yet, but we've been offered an interview. I've turned down the other two Welsh jobs. I want this one. I really want this one. So let's attend the interview. Okay. They have an actual jersey. That's good. I'm liking Football Manager now. Welcome, Dynamo. We're glad you've come along to discuss our plans for the club's vision should we decide to hire you. Victoria Roycroft. Jesus. What a name for an owner. Roycroft. I'm glad you've given me the chance to talk to the club, but let's get down to business. Okay. I'm more than happy to work with the director of football, yeah, Kieran Collier. Let's see what happens here. Jesus, they have fuck all demands. It's basically like, do you want to work for us? Yes, okay. Thanks for the interview. Handshake, bye-bye. Our long-term vision is laid out. Okay, so strive to make progress off and off the pitch. Minimum tier contracts, Europa League, second round. Basically, to keep going. Finish in the top four. I guess I can figure that out. Reach semi-finals. We'll see what happens there and continue qualifying. Okay, so basically they don't want a title push yet. So if I can push for titles, I'll be overachieving and hopefully get some eyes on me, because like if I get this job will be about gaining European reputation and trying to punch above my weight. So as an exciting future, happy to work towards those objectives and win the league title. I don't think I can do that. Yeah, we'll be realistic with our. We'll be realistic. 153,000 for transfer budget. You're going to do. I'm going to compromise. Say that I don't need. I'm going to say slightly smaller, because I want to try appeal to them and make them. I want the job, so I'm going to ask for less money to work with, so that the board doesn't feel like I'm a huge investment. So we're going to go with that one to be safe. Budget is fine. Actually, I'm going to do the same thing with that one. Again, we're going to work on probably try to get a fair few loan deals from like Wrexham. Wrexham be a good team to try to get some loan deals in from, to get some Welsh players, give them a go. And yeah, I'm good. I've no thingies. So I want this job. I really want this job. Hopefully I'll be able to cap off this video with the Gap Connah's Quay job. So I'll let you know if it happens. Guys, I've been offered the job. I've been offered the Gap Connah Quay job, but it comes at a price. Going to their schedule, they got knocked out. Out of Europe. Nothing in Europe to play for. But I have a job offer. The question's going on to you viewers. Do I take this job or do I keep looking? Comments down below. Catch you next one, friends.